Hey everybody, it's Brad Killgore here from America's Best Shops with my good friend Laura Sutherly. How are you today, Laura?
Doing great. I'm enjoying the warmer weather.
Yes, yes, I think we both have shorts on today. It's nice to be warm and not cold.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, we're always trying to bring as much valuable information to the show as possible for shop owners, business owners, and how it can fit into your business and make sense. And so, today we're going to talk a little bit about from AI noise to implementation, because I think that all of us are bombarded by what's happening in the world of AI, the good, the bad, the scary, all the different things. And I think that there are definitely things that to be aware of. There are definitely things to keep an eye on. There are definitely things maybe you should avoid. But I think there's also some doom and gloom out there of, what might happen or what this could do. So obviously, like anything, whatever you jump into, protect yourself, be smart about it, but don't just be on the sidelines saying, well, I'm afraid or I don't want to try that. And so we're going to really look at more of what you should do implementation wise and how to weed through some of the noise a little bit. Are you seeing a lot of noise out there, so to speak, Laura?
I am. And I think that's what our clients are asking us about is asking for help to make sense of it, decide whether how can they get past AI's hallucination, what they need to have prepared, what should they have out on their digital footprint in their website, their social media, just so that it is authentic to them, but just not noise or AI slop and be very selective, like you said, as to what tools they're selecting to make sure that they're secure and that the privacy is there as they need it.
That's a very good way of putting it. I feel that as we've talked about many times on the show, is that it's going lightning speed fast. And even for people at an advanced level like Laura and I, it's literally something that you have to put time and effort into to even see what's happening and try to grasp it. And then from there, try to implement it. And so there's times I personally, and this is in all transparency, there's times I need to just take a week off, because if I let it consume me, if I am watching every YouTube guy that I'm following or girl and try to see what is the latest and greatest, it's like it can give you brain damage, literally. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I think it's important to pace yourself. Don't get so immersed in it that it's just overwhelmed. So, and I truly think as it continues to evolve, there's certainly systems already in place that can help you shortcut a lot of things. There are systems in place already that we've built and that we help clients with that save time, save money, streamline operations, and all these things. But it's clear that it's going to continue to go through the ceiling on what it's going to really be able to do. And I don't think there's going to be any brakes on it anytime soon. What do you think?
I don't. And it, I kind of, the thing that comes to mind is when computers, you've got the different types of computers that are coming out that they basically can do very similar functions and, they have features that ever is appealing to if you're doing different things. So it kind of reminds me of when we would walk into a computer store that they're all bright new and shiny and you want to try out the different ones. But we're going to recommend is find out what AI is working for you, the one that is giving you the information, knowing that you've been the expert as the business owner for all these years without AI. So don't stray away from leaning on yourself as that expert. So if you go and figure out one AI that you're comfortable with, I'd say stay with that. Learn it, know the ins and outs, review the settings, review what's rolling out because each of them, we've talked about this many, many times, they have new features coming out all the time. So it used to say, we used to be able to say, this one's clearly defined for this function, this one is better for that function. Now there's such an overlap that if you have the environment that you're working in, if it's getting the job done for you, stick with that.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I mean, if you break it down, most people are familiar with ChatGPT, Gemini. From there, I would say maybe a little more advanced. People are tuned into Claude. People are tuned into Grok. I was surprised that the other day I can't remember what I was on. Somebody said, "Oh, just Grok it," and I was like, "What?" Just kind of caught me off guard. So pick your poison. There's obviously other ones. I would say, be cautious to say, okay, well, what about Hermes? What about this? What about that? It's like, guys, slow down. If that's something you want to do, by all means do it. But like Laura said, if you've really had a lot of success figuring things out with Gemini, it's built right into Google Chrome and Gmail and Workspace and all these other things. Stick with that one. If you like ChatGPT, they're firing up all kinds of new stuff all the time too. Claude Cowork. I mean, there's just so many different ones. But I
Even
personally,
Copilot.
yeah, Copilot.
Microsoft is rolling out some new features and functionality, and that's something that I personally have leaned into. But again, if you're in that Microsoft environment and Copilot is required by your company or you require that of your team members, then that would be one to keep an eye on to see, is it filling gaps and helping you throughout your day?
Right. That's exactly right. I mean, find what fits into your work style or the software you're already using. I know that all of them continue to roll out new features, new updates, new exciting stuff all the time. And like I said the other day, sometimes it's just overwhelm. I literally really like Notebook LM, which is baked into Gemini and Google. And there's so many new features there. And on the whole Google front, there are a lot of new features, but sitting here being transparent, it's like I cannot absorb all of them that quickly because, hey, it's a lot to learn. You can learn it. Sometimes it's going to be something that's not going to be useful and it's going to change again next month.
Yes.
So those are things to be cautious of. I like the fact that I can go to YouTube, which again is owned by Google, and I have YouTube Premium. So I can hit the button that says summarize this video. It may look good from the front. So, oh, wow, this is going to be cool. And then I have it summarize it. It gives me a real quick summary of what that video is about, whether it's 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour long. And then I can go, yes, this is worth watching, or nope, that's not going to help me. That's too advanced, or I already know that, or no, I don't even have time to do that. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I think something too that you were alluding to is AI wrapping. So, in other words, sometimes that's a great thing for clients and customers. Some things it's not. So, know what is wrapped. And what we're saying is that they have made ChatGPT their own version of ChatGPT. And you have to be asking, okay, what is the price tag on that? Because it is in the industry that small business owners are in. Is it worth that price tag? What else are they getting? Or if they didn't pay that monthly price and paid the $20 to ChatGPT, would it be just as beneficial? So, to your point, is it a well known brand, the ones that you've mentioned, or is it an industry wrapped AI? Again, there's a lot of advantages to that. And sometimes that monthly fee knocks it out of the park because it's trained on what you need to know in the automotive field. Everything's right there for you. Or it might be an elevated price tag that you can still get everything that it offers done with a $20 subscription. So consider the AI wrapping is good, bad. It's up to you to decide.
Yep, I totally agree. I mean, it's funny you should mention that because we have built some custom tools for the vehicle repair space that are super powerful. And it is
Okay.
much more than just a wrapper on it, meaning there's a lot of advanced behind the scenes stuff to make it all work and make it industry specific. And if somebody's interested, we can certainly show them that how that all works. But I agree with you. There's a lot of stuff out there that may be a bit fluff. Literally it looks cool, but for the price tag, is it really going to do more than what you might be able to do with an off the shelf ChatGPT or Gemini kind of thing?
Exactly. And that's the reason why I brought it up because I knew that you have a wonderful layer that once you're in that environment, you're not having to hunt for the next tool to do the next thing. It's all kind of all encompassed and it is for the vehicle repair industry. So that is a strong starting place for somebody that may not know what they're going to do with AI. You open a whole new world as to how they're able to pull those elements together with one admin, one place that they're able to, one dashboard, I should say, one dashboard, but with their access, they're able to start the journey in an area and language that they're very comfortable with using.
Exactly right. Literally, you're talking to it, you're filling in the blanks or whatever the case may be, and it's giving you valuable information that's industry specific. So that's a cool thing, is there are more and more things going to come out like that. And I think a lot of people, my experience, are very good at what they do in business, but when it comes to technology, they're overwhelmed. They're probably not going to figure it out on their own. Maybe their kid or their grandkid or their nephew might help them a little bit, but they're not always there. And so that's where some of these tools that can really save you time, that are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not dumbed down, but simplified to where it's easy to use. You don't have to know much. You can literally talk to it or fill in the blanks. And so those kind of tools I think are going to become more and more prevalent because of the tech curve, you know.
Right.
Uh,
And I'll go back to my computer example. It's like walking into the computer store that when we built our towers, it's overwhelming. You have to pick parts, pieces, and know. And sometimes just buying a laptop or a tower to put as your desktop, once it's, you don't have to build this from scratch. So, what Brad's explaining is definitely more of a packed full of industry, goodies versus trying to figure out how a small business owner who's already extremely busy throughout the day, how are they going to be able to package that or build their own computer themselves?
Right. Well, and that makes me think of one of the tools that you shared a while back where you built it in house for your own company, where it tracks your equipment, you know,
Mhm.
the maintenance, the costs, the age, the parts, all those different things. Those things could be built in house. And so, again, if you're ambitious and say, you know what, I have seen some of these things where I can just build my own in house tool using an AI platform, why wouldn't you? Follow some YouTube channels and you're more than likely you could figure it out. 'Cause I really like the one that you had put together.
Thank you. And it's an opportunity. Again, as a business owner, you know that sometimes having something out of the box is not going to check all your boxes. And so that is an opportunity that you're able to talk through it. And it's vibe coding if you're going to go any deeper than what we're hitting today. But vibe coding definitely allows you to build an app of some sort that you're able to roll out, and it can really help businesses. So I think we're hitting two different kinds of things. One is having an AI system where you feel like you're opening up many, many different tabs, and what you have to offer definitely gives them one place that opens up many marketing opportunities or helping with HR, hiring, those things that a lot of small business owners don't have time to do a lot of research on. The second one with vibe coding is, wait a minute, if this particular software that I've been using for years still doesn't have all the bells and whistles I need, now with vibe coding, wow, you have that opportunity.
That's exactly right. And I think the moral of the story is most AI that we have access to access to the end of our fingertips is literally built to save time, and to save money. And so that's really what sums it up of what we're talking about today. You can listen to all the noise and you can get overwhelmed by it, or you can take action one way or another. Find somebody like Laura or myself who knows what they're doing to assist you, or YouTube's your friend, start looking around on there, or find somebody within your organization or a relative to help get you rolling, because it's not going away. A lot of it is getting easier to manage, but there's also super advanced stuff that would just blow your mind. So more than anything, jump in and take action. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. I think you did a great summary of just what any small business owner should be looking for.
That's exactly right. Well, with that, I think we'll wrap up another episode of America's Best Shops. Be sure and share, like, tell your friends about us, and hopefully you got value from today's episode. We'll catch you again on the next one.